AI is advancing quickly. If you're a content creator or an entrepreneur, today I'm going to share the 10 AI tools that I use the most and the ones I think you're absolutely going to love. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel where I promise practical advice to build your brand. Today we're exploring AI tools, as I often find myself doing nowadays on this YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here because I am distilling down the 10 platforms that I think you'll benefit from the most. Some of these tools are free, others are paid, but if they're paid, I'm mentioning them because I think their subscriptions are worth the price. Some of these platforms are brand partners of mine. I've worked with them now or I've worked with them in the past. If they're in this video though, they are platforms that I use daily and I think you'll benefit from learning about them. So now that we got that out of the way, let's jump right in with our first one. It's obvious, but not that obvious. You probably thought I was going to say ChatGPT, and I will mention that one next. But for this example, all the chatter this week is about Photoshop's integration of generative AI using Adobe Firefly. This is the first time we're seeing it in the actual interface of Photoshop, which is obviously a software used and loved by creatives around the world. But you need to see this in action. I've already started using this within my business. For example, here's my client, Carrie. We love this photo, but we're not totally sold on the red brick that was captured in the actual photo shoot. So what I'm going to do for this quick tutorial to show you this in action is use the magnetic lasso tool, and I will quickly trace around Carrie. And there we have traced. I will quickly duplicate this. So now that I have isolated this layer, I can use generative fill, and here will be descriptive. White brick background with texture. And let's click generate and see what options we get. There, in just a few seconds, it's giving us some variations, and I'm actually loving these. I think that's a little bit too white, but again, this is just getting started here. I can duplicate this layer, and here, let's actually try a version without a prompt and see what it generates naturally. There we go. So in this instance, I have not specified the prompt, but it's giving me, again, some great options, and I can continue to brainstorm here, even by looking at examples to get ideas on what I might want. A background with some greenery. Let's try that. So I'm not loving the options with greenery, but I actually love this final texture. This is really super cool. Again, in this quick demo to show you that now Photoshop has incorporated generative AI thanks to Firefly. And as promised, next we're talking ChatGPT, which has definitely dominated the conversation about AI and generative AI. But certainly for today's video, this keeps it a little more exciting. I'm showing you this interface from the mobile app, which was just launched for iPhone. At the top, I can toggle between GPT 3.5 or GPT 4. Since I have access to 4, I'm going to go ahead and write a prompt for that. I have found in my experience so far, and there's so much information out there on writing prompts, right, and using this platform effectively. But so far, I have discovered that my two favorite prompts are this: act as if you are, and then you would fill in the blanks. For this example, I'm going to say, you are my social media manager. Not good at multitasking. There we go. Create an Instagram caption for my latest product launch. Let's say, obviously it's going to need more information on what that product is. So I'm going to actually, this is my second favorite prompt. Tell me what else you need to do this. Absolutely perfect. We'll click enter and watch it work right away. I'm definitely loving the speed on the mobile app. I feel like it's really fast, and this is absolutely awesome, especially GPT-4. I'm noticing a huge improvement from 3.5. So I need to tell ChatGPT, and if I had more time in this video, I would, the name of the product, key features, my overall audience, overall tone, any specific call to action needed, and I will get that caption. I think it's going to be pretty good. Truly, there's no shortage of ChatGPT information on the internet, paid and free, prompt ideas, etc. Started to talk about this more on my channel. This is kind of ironic though. This week in the news, Apple is one of many companies that have banned ChatGPT internally, so we're likely to see that carry through, at least through some big organizations. Ironic because they just rolled it out on iOS, as I just demonstrated to you, but certainly I think we'll see other big corporations, companies follow suit. And I would remind you that even learning to use ChatGPT effectively takes time. It might save you time in the long run, but really now we're learning the art of the prompt. So if this is something you want to master, you're going to need to take time. time to do it.
Moving right along to another platform that I've started using more recently, but it's becoming very popular very quick.
And that's Notion, which I'm sure many of you are using for notes or for just logging ideas, meetings, summaries, etc. Very cool that they've integrated now AI. So this can help you summarize things or action items, as you can see in this quick example, summaries, takeaways, you name it. Now that it's fully integrated into the platform, you might find this really super useful, adjusting your voice or tone, translating things, fixing spelling and grammar, all within Notion. You don't have to go anywhere separate. This is really awesome. And since we're talking about Notion, I want to show you what I think is the best example, at least in my circles, of using Notion. My friend Becca from Inside the Square, a leader in Squarespace website customization, she's a great friend of mine. She for years has published this product of hers, the CSS cheat sheet. This is the old version that I believe she did in Google Docs. She has since migrated this over to Notion, and I can't believe how amazing this looks. This is a paid product, but it is worth every freaking penny. I'm linking to it in the description below if you have a Squarespace website that you ever want to customize. Becca is the reigning queen of this world, and I just love, have a look at this. Look at how she has used Notion, harnessed it really to do so much. Not only code snippets, but instructions, graphics here for upcoming events. I'm completely impressed with how she is using this platform. And now knowing you can incorporate AI, this is very, very exciting to keep things efficient.
This next tool is one that I use often for people that are just getting started with a business or a brand. It is the free Logo Maker by Adobe Express. Literally create a logo in just a few steps. Watch this.
This is a really simple tool. It only takes 4 questions that you'll answer to tell Adobe Express about your business. So let's say we're doing a coaching business. I'm going to give it a name and a slogan. If we have one, I'll click next. Here we can choose bold, elegant, modern, or decorative style. For this example, why don't we choose elegant? I'll click next. It accesses a database of, I believe, millions of icons. This little whistle's a lot of fun. I'll select that for this example, and it's going to begin designing. Remember, we chose elegant, so I'm loving these color palettes, and some of these ideas are really great starting points for a logo. Maybe for this example, I just want to go text only. We'll click customize, and here I can actually toggle through some other suggestions on colors, even fonts, and I'm really, really loving these styles. This looks awesome. If I want to imagine how it's going to look as a social media profile photo, I can see it here, even as a t-shirt or any kind of print material and online. That's how it looks. I would click either download here if I like it as is, or I can customize more directly in Adobe Express. And here we are in Adobe Express to be able to make very simple edits on this in the future. Colors, fonts, you name it. A great way to design a logo quickly to establish proof of concept.
Moving right along, this next one is a premium tool, and it's one that I've partnered with in the past very proudly because I think when it comes to copywriting, it is the leading platform. I absolutely love and rave about Anyword.
When it comes to writing copy, ChatGPT is not my favorite platform. I like platforms built specifically for copywriting, and Anyword is the only one that I know and use that is actually based on data, and I'll show you. Let's have a look at an existing project so I can show you this quickly. Here I'm writing Facebook ads for a particular ad campaign. You'll notice this little score over here. What is this score? If I click it, you can see some insights here. It is scoring this as average. I know we can do better. It's also just giving me a lot of information. So target audience, tone of voice, which gender it appeals to, ages, benefits. I'll click show more so you can see here. It's actually able to piece out what the benefits are and what the call to action is. So they really break this down into a science in a way. It's really super cool. Again, building a campaign here to promote my course Content Mastery based on a product description. It's just really visual and easy to use if I want to change my writing formula here from IDA, which is attention, interest, desire, action, to let's say PAS, another popular one, problem, agitate, solve. I can click generate. And here I'm hoping to increase this score here with some tweaks. Maybe I need to actually tweak my product description here, give a little bit more detail so we can get this score up. Again, for copywriting, the fact that they can actually score the results, for me, that's why I know and love this platform. It's called Anyword, linked in the description.
This next tool is for meetings and presentations. It's interactive and it's awesome, and it is so much better than Zoom.
Oh my gosh, I love this platform. So much better than Zoom, but let me show you how they've incorporated AI recently in a way that I absolutely love. Creating an agenda can take a lot of time, so let their AI Copilot help you. Let's say I'm going to do a 30-minute branding workshop. I can go ahead and click Generate. And in a matter of seconds, it's actually creating an outline for my presentation. Introduction, what is branding? Establishing your brand identity, right? I can click any of these if I want to incorporate them into my agenda as topics. So I would click import, we would use this agenda, and there we go. One of the greatest things about sessions is this will be visible in your meeting. So here I can estimate how long I want to plan on it, and this will help keep us on track. After hitting Test Agenda, you can actually see it in action here. The agenda visible on the left-hand side and all your meeting attendees in the middle. This is Sessions, one of my very, very favorite platforms and subscriptions, also linked in the description below.
Hopping back into Adobe Express, which is my favorite platform for creating standout content quickly. For this next example, we are going to use a specific feature that it's got. Check this out.
That's right. I talk a lot about Adobe Express because I love it for a lot of things, but one of those features is called a quick action in Express, and that is the remove background feature. So here I have a stock photo that I like, but let's say I want to put it on this beautiful powder pink. I can do that easily, removing the background. But it's not just a simple click. Certainly it can be, but what I love most in Express is that it gives you additional settings and features. Let me show you those. Here I can adjust just how much background it is removing. As well, if I want to restore in that process, I could do so here. In this case, I actually want to remove it, or if I want to cut in even closer, I certainly can. I think in most cases, I leave it up to the auto setting, which works beautifully in Express. I've tried a lot of background remove features in different platforms and tools, and this is certainly my favorite for accuracy. I'll click that check sign. We'll have a little look at how the final result looks. Looking awesome. Again, that is remove background, which is a quick action in Adobe Express. It works like a charm.
I've talked about this next platform at length several times on YouTube. I use it to create a custom avatar of myself. This one is not only fun, but it's also incredibly useful.
I love Synthesia. I especially love it because, as you can see on screen, I have a custom avatar. So I went through the steps to record this. Now I can access this directly from my interface. One of the new features in Synthesia is the ability to add scenes like this from a template, and I really love these designs. So I can pretty much accomplish everything that I could ever need, and even the different sizing here of my own avatar, it's effortless. Here I can set my agenda. Maybe I want to add a stock photo or video in this case, maybe put something on the screen here, a photo or a video, and really simple. All I do is add the script that I want to have here and click generate. Now, additional functionality like markers, pauses, or diction, you can get really granular and delightfully specific on what you want your avatar to do. Definitely check out Synthesia.
Another AI tool from Adobe is a generative AI tool. It's new and it's called Firefly. It's really unique because it's putting creators at the center, and that's really important. I'll explain.
Access to the beta will mean access to these ever-changing new features. We talked about generative fill directly from Photoshop earlier, so let's click a new one that's part of Adobe Firefly. I'll click Generate on Text Effects. This is a fun one. Here you can see a few examples, which I'm absolutely loving. This can inspire what you might want to try. I'm going to enter my first name, Phil, and let's describe what we want to see. A design inspired by volcanoes. At the time of recording this screen record, I'm in Iceland, so there we go. I'm going to click Generate. There we go. As a starting point, I think it's looking pretty cool, and I can cycle through here to get some other variations. I love little spurts of lava here. Very, very interesting. Also, if you just want to try some other styles that are popular here, you can choose their sample prompts. Wires, flowers, or even a snake. Remember, as with any generative AI platform, the more specific or descriptive the prompt, the better your final result is going to be. Now, not only are the features super cool with Firefly, but know that this generative AI technology from Adobe is coming from a very good place for creators. Adobe actually created the Content Authenticity Initiative. You can read about this. I'll link to this article in the description below. Certainly, they are the leader in combating the threat of misinformation and ensuring proper attribution for creators. A huge concern nowadays with ChatGPT and other GPT technology technology-based platform. So as a creator, I think it's really cool. So from the perspective of a creator, I think it's fantastic that Adobe is prioritizing this. Certainly their audience is made up of creators and creatives. Attribution is a huge concern, and this is something that they are prioritizing lately in partnership with Google to bring Firefly to Bard. And really anything that Adobe touches, they're going to make sure that this is not something that is a threat to creators. Again, you can read more about this in this great article.
This next one should come as no surprise. Without it, I would be making a lot more spelling and grammar mistakes.
Finally, also worth mentioning, Grammarly, everyone's favorite grammar and spelling tool, has also delved into the world of generative AI, and I'm loving what they have done. Really, you can think of the tool now beyond spelling and grammar, but they're also using generative AI, able to make suggestions on rewrites. Let's say, for example, you want to rewrite something to be more formal. One of the reasons I use Grammarly and love it is that it transcends one particular browser, let's say. So I have it integrated in Google Chrome. It also is in my Gmail, social media, and documents, even those that are browser-based, or if I'm using Microsoft Word, let's say, as software. Grammarly is everywhere I need it to be to make sure that I am writing correctly. And I love this delve into AI recently. I think it's a really good move.
There you go. 10 amazing AI tools for content creators and entrepreneurs. I've linked to those in the description below. Enjoy and let me know what you think. We can keep the conversation going on in the comments. I respond to those personally. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing a few videos that I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. Those are coming up next.